Peace, y'all. Welcome to episode 18 of the Fifth Quarter Podcast. You're here with Flight Room TV. This is Lighthouse. I'm with my man Remy Please. We've been having a lot of moves going on in the NBA over the past week, including, just to go along with the injuries. The Lakers lost LeBron, AD out. The Nets, no KD. So a lot of teams, they got to make moves. The Lakers went out and got Andre Drummond. The Nets went out and got Lamarcus Aldridge. Remy, what's your thoughts on the whole thing? You think this was a big move? Do you think this kind of put the Nets and the Lakers above the rest of the NBA, or do you think there's other teams that are still contenders? Like, what's your outlook on it?
Yeah, I mean, these are two teams that already had a lot of star power. LeBron being the GM he made a lot of moves before the season. And then KD and, the rest of the guys that haven't touched the goal made moves so they can, fall in, place where they want to be. But Lamarcus Aldridge, he never won a big one. And he, it's kind of weird how these players, used to force their way out and like force trades and stuff like that. But now they just telling teams to use your cash and buy me out, buy me out. And then the other teams will then, in return, pay less to get them for like a way cheaper contract. So like, why can't we trade you and then get something for it and pick up a contract when we could just buy you out and you get to play for a veterans minimum? It's kind of, I don't know. It's like it switches the dynamic as far as like the NBA is concerned. But Lamarcus Aldridge, never won a big one. Blake Griffin never won a big one. And James Harden never won a big one, and now they team up with KD and Kyrie, and it looks like they're the favorite for now because AD and LeBron is out, so you don't know how or when they're going to come back. So I don't know.
Yeah, do you think that's even healthy for the NBA overall, where players don't even have to, commit to their contracts, where a guy can be like, I don't want to play here no more, buy me out? It's like literally it takes away the whole concept of building a team, because if one player just decides that he want to go play with a championship squad, he can just sit on the bench, they buy out his contract, and then he just moves. So do you think that's actually healthy for overall competition, or do you think that just puts in a position where, if it's almost like if I'm friends with the top tier players in the league, then I'm gonna force my way out to play with my friends, you know what I'm saying, type shit, right? Rather than, committing to your contract all the way through. Like, is that healthy? Right. Is it good that players have this much freedom? You know what I'm saying?
It's good for them. Like, how many employees can do the same in their respective, job or whatever. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, as a fan watching a product on a day in and day out basis, the I don't know, what do you call it? The parity in the league from top to bottom is like what the fuck?
It's not the same.
Yes.
Yeah. You're not. Yeah,
you knew it's gonna get a dog fight like each and every night. You knew it's gonna be a dog fight each and every night. So I don't know. Just like, they had a couple like moving forward, like all-star games. It's going to be like 4 players from one team, 4 players from another team.
Yeah, every single season. Yeah,
2 reserves, and then what?
So yeah,
and then like why? And then like those smaller markets, the smaller markets are going to get like swallowed. So I don't know. It's going to be
that's true, and like I said, the NBA, the players are like very cliquey now. You know what I'm saying? So if you one of those guys that you might not be in the circles of those guys, of the championship teams, you might just be on the outside looking in. You might be a guy who can just put up numbers, but you never going to play for something because you ain't in those same circles. And not even just that. I mean, as far as the Nets and the Lakers, those overall moves, I actually like Andre Drummond to the Lakers more than Lamarcus Aldridge to the Nets, because who going to down low with Andre Drummond and AD? Like, who's grabbing the board against those two down low?
Right.
You know, I think Andre Drummond was averaging like 15 a game. I think AD has led the league in rebounds at some point in his life. That's damn near, 28, 27 to 30 rebounds a game just between those two. So, and it's not like this is the most big man, happy league. A lot of the big men stand on the outside now. So when you got two guys that can give you over 12 rebounds a game, playing down low, to me, that's damn near unstoppable. And not to mention you adding LeBron into that whole situation too. So I honestly, if the Lakers get back LeBron and AD, to me, the Lakers are the favorite because they picked up Andre Drummond. I think that pretty much stamped it, in my opinion.
And 17 and damn near 13 rebounds. That's like borderline all-star numbers for real.
Yeah, but then the Nets just got Blake Griffin, so you throw Blake Griffin with Lamarcus Aldridge. They got a damn all-star lineup right there. Every single dude that was in that lineup, it was a starter in the all-star game at some point. So that's kind of crazy. But I'm still taking the Lakers though. If I push the shove, I'm taking the Lakers though.
And obviously they're going to be in the finals, barring like severe injury, and depending on how AD come back. But I think I would take the Nets just because defensively on the wing, like what are you going to do? You got Harden can get a bucket. You got Kyrie can get a bucket. KD can get any bucket in the world. It's like, how do you defend that?
Yep.
How do you defend it? But this is what I was talking about earlier, how the Lakers got Drummond, who was making $28.8 million for this year alone. And instead of swapping contracts, which it would never happen considering who the Lakers had already, now only have to pay less than $800,000 for this year. Like, how can any other team compete with that?
They're robbing the bank.
Like, come on, man.
Robbing the bank. That don't even make no sense.
Like,
how did they
got off the hook for $28 million,
$800,000 for the dude, and that don't even make no sense.
Like,
they just paying for the 0.8.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous.
And it's like, because the only time we've seen something that kind of like competed against like these super teams, because LeBron and the Heat was like the first ones of these super teams. So like, when we seen like the Warriors when they was first coming up, like they actually built through the draft, and that was like kind of the last franchise. Even Oklahoma City, Oklahoma City with KD and Russell and James Harden and Ibaka and all that. Like they was building through the draft, but like now, like how can you do it? Like these the best.
It's all about relationships now.
Yeah, it's just drawing whoever you want.
It's just all about relationships now.
Yeah,
because the thing is, if let's say you're a talented player, but then you piss LeBron off, and now you are in a good market, you want to join a super team, and you know what I'm saying, or the guy that if you got to keep it cool with the niggas in the NBA that got power, because like players have way more power than they've ever had. So even if you a guy that's just trying to be a part of something, you got to make sure you're on the good side of certain people, man. Like shit is crazy. If you want to win a championship, because it seems like it's just the richest just keeps getting richer. It seems like
you gotta be like MVP caliber and a savvy businessman, and have your GM hat on, and you know what I mean,
and a GM. Yep.
Yeah.
But LeBron did that. LeBron did that, man.
Very well.
LeBron kind of changed sports because even if you talk about like even in the NFL, it started with these NBA niggas, and NFL players started trying to do that shit. Like what's his name? Antonio Brown. Like all that other shit. So I mean, I think Le'Veon Bell did that shit too, right? So yeah, man. It's a new age. New age players got way more power than they ever had before.
Yeah, or even Tom Brady's doing it the best now because he's returning 11 out of 11 starters on offense. So I don't think Antonio Brown's not a starter. So 11 out of 11. That's crazy. Like that never happens ever. And they return a lot of people on defense too, so it's pretty wild. That's staying on the NBA topic, LaMelo went out with a fractured bone in his wrist, and he was the pretty much the consistent favorite for Rookie of the Year. With him out, who do you got winning Rookie of the Year?
I mean, I think it's kind of obvious. Anthony Edwards. I mean, if you watch the nigga play, you can clearly see he's a special talent.
He's flat out.
Yeah, man. I see a lot of growth in this. I see a lot of growth. I see a lot of potential in him, man. But what you say?
He's like an explosive, like Bradley Beal for real.
Effortless though. Yeah, but it's like effortless. Like he be looking lazy on the court. Like, and even his like facial expression, he don't really like emote like that. It just looked like he just be on like autopilot, damn near. You know what I'm saying? But and that dunk he had early in the season, that shit is that was a classic joint. Like that's one of them shits you're gonna remember for a minute. Cause that shit, like he was above the rim on that shit. Like he dropped the motherfucker in the basket. He you know what I'm saying? Like that nigga was up there. He was up there. But I'll go with Anthony Edwards. And you considering anybody else though, at least in the conversation?
If it wasn't him, I'll say cuz from Sacramento, Tyrese Halliburton. He rookie.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He rookie. Yeah. The Wizards I think the Wizards had the chance to draft him. We passed on him, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And then also homeboy, the dude from the Knicks, Manuel Quickly. He been playing all right too. Like he's been having a pretty solid. Yeah, I can't remember when he was drafted, but I think it was either late first round, second. Huh?
Nobody seen that coming.
You said what?
Nobody seen that coming.
Yeah. I think he was like late first round, early second. But he's just a hooper. You know what I'm saying? But I would go with Anthony Edwards. And like you said, I think that a more athletic Brad Beal, a more explosive Brad, but that was a real good comparison because I was thinking like a bigger D Wade, but that's pretty much like the same nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so yeah. That's pretty much it. You said bigger D Wade. I said bigger D Wade. You said more explosive Brad Beal. That's like the same exact player. So yeah, that's how I look at him too. So, yeah.
And when we actually had like who would be the potential like Rookie of the Year, I initially said Anthony Edwards, just because he wasn't just getting as much burn as he was, and when he was getting burned, he would like explode for like 29 points, 26 points, and then go with stretches. We have like 12 minutes, 6 points, and then it's just like the more he plays, the better he's getting. And I
think like last week he had a couple games he scored like 30-some 2 games in a row.
And then he got the Wolves rookie record. I think it was like 42 or something like that. But he's flat out, man. And he's also looks hungry. It just don't make sense how they got all that talent on that team and they just bottom feeder.
And they just trash. It really don't make, because usually when you see a lot of talent and they trash, it's because there's no real leadership. There's no guy that's like, putting a winner's mentality in them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's probably just a locker room full of guys that's just trying to get their own. That's probably what it really is. Because you got D'Angelo Russell, what's his name? Cat. And that's just a bunch of young guys just trying to get them. And I'll also say, all right, so here's a question. So, all right, so LaMelo was basically taking the league by storm before he got hurt. But do you think, as far as like young up and coming talent, would you put him in that conversations with the Zions and the Lukas as or right now? Like, you know what I'm saying? You know how like Zion's a sensation, Lukas is sensation. Would you put LaMelo in that category of like, potential superstars? Because I kind of feel like he was on his way to being in that conversation.
He just needs, more burn and then maybe like just one more piece to kind of gel with him, because he's for real like to be just like a guy that can walk in a gym and just shoot it from anywhere. He's an unselfish player, so he does need somebody, just another go-to guy. Like I know like Rozier can get a bucket, and Hayward's a complimentary player now, and he just needs just another guy.
Graham.
Yeah, Graham. But
they
like
got dudes who can drop buckets though.
Yeah. But he just needs maybe just one more piece where he can just kind of flourish and be the distributor, and then take his shots when he see fit. But
he needs another dominant scorer.
Take the pressure off, and then he can go at it how he see fit. But yeah, man.
But who's your guy now though, as far as like the young superstars, like Because for real, Zion quietly having a vicious
monster
season.
season.
Nobody
A
really talking
monster.
about Zion, but yeah, and averaging what like 70% from
Yeah.
the field.
I don't think I never
stupid
seen
shit.
something like that though.
I think I saw a stat the other. Yeah, I think I saw a stat the other day. They said he has the highest field goal percentage since Shaq, or some crazy shit like as a
Yeah.
rookie or some shit like that. But yeah, man, they ain't talking about this nigga.
And
And
it's
one
crazy
thing I
'cause
noticed about his game,
but
like he finishes around the rim. Like his layup, like if his layup should be a 99. You know how like Kyrie, like as a guard, his
Yeah.
layup, but under the basket, that
Yeah.
nigga should be a 99 layup. You know what I'm saying? Because he just be niggas just bounce off him. Like he just literally is unstoppable under the basket. It's crazy.
Yeah, but it's wild for him having such a high percentage. He don't play like Shaq. He don't play with his back towards the basket. He plays a lot, in a triple threat, and then he takes he initiates what he wants to do. So yeah, that's wild. It's just we never seen anything like it.
He quietly got like a little point. He quietly got a little point guard in this game. When he run the break, you can see him like scanning the floor and looking to make the right pass and all that shit. So he got a little, he's more than just a power dunker and shit. Like he got more, and for real, and he's a great blocker too. Like he be throwing niggas shit, and they be taller than him, but his leaping ability make him like 7'2". You know what I'm saying? Just because of his leaping ability alone, it's like it's shit crazy.
All right, this is a question. What do you think he can add to his game that would take him to like even further level?
3-point shooting. I mean, I don't know, perimeter defense, but he would have to lose weight to become a better perimeter defender. But he could, because he has the athleticism. I would say just add more of a jump shot, because for real, he's much of like a set shooter. If he can develop an off the dribble jump shot, I think that'll help him a lot. Because he's a spot up guy. He'll knock it down if you leave him open. He'll knock it down, but I think he needs some sort of off the dribble move. He needs some shit like that. Probably get his ball handling up a little bit. Just work on his jump shot and probably get his perimeter defense up. And those are probably the three things I would add to his game. Because he 6'6", 6'7". He gonna still have the guard like bigger small forwards, guys that got handle, that stand on the perimeter sometimes. So yeah.
I'll just say just be more fluent with your jumper and be able to just pull up off the dribble. That would change the shit of everything.
Yeah,
even just a fadeaway or being able to play with your back to the basket, because you don't want to be in the same position where Blake Griffin was for so long, just relying on his athletic ability, and then now like he kind of looks robotic. I mean, he still can hoop. It's just he looks robotic. You know what I'm saying? It don't look like natural too much.
I think Zion is a better overall basketball player at the same time, because Blake had no handle at all. He didn't have that knockdown outside shot like Zion got all that. So I think Zion was way more skilled than what Blake was at that time, to the point where he don't have to rely on his athleticism like Blake did. You know what I'm saying? But I agree though. I agree. He shouldn't have to, but I think he's in position to not have to. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Speaking of freak athletes and shit, you seen Justin Fields? He just had his pro day. We seen Trey Lance pro day. Seen Zach Wilson pro day. There's a lot of scouts out here that's just trying to get a quarterback. You've seen the 49ers made a blockbuster trade to move up to 3. And they said they did this during Zach Wilson's pro day. So what you think the 49ers going to do with that after that trade? What's up their sleeve? What was they trying to do?
I mean, sending 3 first rounds, shipping it out to move up to number 3. So you're not getting the first player, which is going to be Trevor Lawrence. You're not going to get the second player, which could be any of these quarterbacks. And for them not to trade with the Jets, meaning the Jets are deciding to take a quarterback. So they're at 3. And there's no reason to trade up at number 3 for any other player than a quarterback. So obviously they're taking one of the 4. Maybe they know who the Jets are taking. And are they?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Are you comfortable like that much of, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if the Jets change their mind? Are you comfortable for with the next best guy? Like, with the what you know what I'm saying? Like, that's kind of
Yeah, if you're gonna do all that, you got to know who you're getting. You got to know who
right.
your
That's
guy. If you're gonna make a trade like that, you should already know. They got to know who the Jets is taking that too. But this is my thing, right? I think the Jets, because they haven't done anything with Sam Darnold yet, I wouldn't be surprised if they took like that offensive lineman from what's it called, from Oregon, Panay
Sewell.
Sewell or whatever his name is, right? Ain't that his name, Panay? Yeah, I think I would see them taking him because they haven't gotten rid of Sam Darnold. I think they're gonna give him an opportunity and just put some more talent around him, and that leaves with the third pick. I think they're gonna take Justin Fields. Justin Fields is the prototype quarterback for Kyle Shanahan's type of offense. I know Zach Wilson kind of like came late, and and it was all this talk about what's his name, Justin Fields stock dropping. But I mean, if you watch Justin Fields throughout his whole career, it was always been a conversation between him and Trevor Lawrence, and then Zach Wilson kind of just came out of nowhere and got all this recognition. Not taking that away from Zach Wilson because I like the film. I like what I see when I saw his film. But I think Justin Fields is their guy, man. I'm just being honest. He's 6'4", 225, ran a 4.44.
Yeah,
You seen
sneaky
what
athletic.
Kyle Shanahan did with with quarterbacks like that, and I feel like he sees that shit all over again. So I definitely think that the 49ers going to take Justin Fields. Without a doubt in my mind.
So what if I don't know who's the Jets owner. I don't know, but what if he leapfrogs everybody's decision and be like, all right, you know what I mean, we need star power in New York City and we want Justin Fields. Like, you traded all that for what?
Then he got to
Are
go with
you,
Zach Wilson or Trey
but
Lance. Trey Lance, I tell you, or Trey Lance. But I wouldn't take Trey Lance though. Right there, nice.
yeah,
Too.
that's what I'm
I mean,
saying. Like how trading all that, you that comfortable making that type of commitment to somebody that you can't lock in. It's not like you got the number one pick or the number two pick. You got the number three. Like, anything
yeah.
can happen. I just think it was kind of
Unless it
risky.
was a thing where they was, unless it was a thing where when they was at Zach Wilson's pro day and they was like, all right, we can go with either one of them. Whoever falls to three, at least we know we're going to
Yeah,
take. Maybe they might have already was thinking Justin was their guy, and then when they saw Zach, they was like, hey, if he fall at three, we'll take him. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But I
All right,
think if
yeah,
both are sitting there, they're going to take Justin Fields. If both are sitting there, I 150% think they're going to take him because you've seen what Kyle has done. Like, the nigga's a great offensive coach. We've seen it firsthand, So I think he'll have some shit up his sleeves. And you seen what he did with Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan not even really a mobile quarterback, but Matt Ryan, that was his MVP season, right? So
yeah,
yeah, I think Kyle Shanahan. Yeah, I'm definitely 100% think they're gonna go with Justin Fields. 100%.
yeah. And then they already got they signed Trent Williams back, so they solid there.
Well, yeah, they
I
solid
mean, it's
right
just
here.
no reason
So
you would trade up that far up for anything else than a quarterback. It don't make sense. Yeah, man. I
I
can't wait.
agree
I can't
with
wait. I'm
that.
psyched. I'm psyched.
To the draft. So what you think we're gonna do though? Because we got wide receivers, we got Adam Humphries, we got Curtis Samuel, so we adding speed.
Hmm.
We got a corner because I was thinking we could draft a corner in the first round, but William Jackson helps. I would still take another corner in the draft because I think right now on the roster is just Kendall Fuller, William Jackson, and Jimmy Moreland, right? I don't because
Yes,
Fabian
Moreau
Moreau
went
he
to
signed
Atlanta.
with the Falcons.
Yep.
Yeah, he signed with the Falcons, and we lost what's his name? He signed with the Broncos, Ronald Darby. So yeah, I think we only got like 3 corners on the roster right now. Oh, and Danny Johnson. We got Danny Johnson, but he's a return guy. I don't think he's really taken seriously. As in the rotation. But linebacker, nigga, we gotta go linebacker in the first round because we don't have none. We don't have
Yeah,
we got like 4 linebackers on the roster right now. We
yeah. I
kind
like
of
Cuz
have
from
to go there, right?
Penn State. Was Michael Parsons
Michael
and
Parsons, he
yeah,
going
and
top
also
10 though, most likely.
all right. What
Yeah,
about Cuz from Notre
he
Dame?
definitely. Oh,
Onsu.
Kamara, yeah, something like that. Yeah, I take him, man. man. And then they was talking about this other guy, another linebacker. They were saying we need to take Zavin something. Zavin, I can't think of his name. Zavin, some shit like that. I want to say he played for like BYU or like one of those Pac-10 schools or some shit like that. But yeah. Either way, I definitely think we should go linebacker. Zavin Collins, that's what I'm talking about. Zavin Collins. He went to Tulsa.
Or left tackle.
He went to Tulsa, yeah. Linebacker. Look him up though. Watch this film. Yeah, Zavin Collins.
But yeah, left tackle too. I would definitely agree with left tackle.
Who's that? We got Gerard Christian starting.
Yeah, he got hurt like the first 2 games, and then we had Journeyman for the rest of the year.
That's not good. Hey, the dude from what's it called might be there. The dude from Virginia Tech, the guy you was talking about. Christian, he might be there around 19.
Dursaw, something like that.
Yeah. I take him. I take him.
Yeah.
I take a corner. I take a linebacker. And you know what's so crazy? Everybody be talking about like how we need to get enough. Like everybody forgot we got Landon Collins. I kind of feel that he was completely forgotten about. Like he might have a bounce back season next year. He was a Pro Bowler, one of the highest paid safeties in the league at one point. So he might have a bounce back season next year. But it seemed like everybody completely forgot about him. And then you got Landon Collins with Cameron Curl. I think that's a solid starting safety tandem.
Yeah. It just, I don't know who's going to take care of the free safety responsibilities. I just think we probably better off just cutting them and moving forward, use that money somewhere else.
But a lot of people are saying that when I like look when I like just go around Redskins Nations and see other fans, and it seems like everybody has already like faded Landon Collins out. Nobody's considering him at all.
I've never seen a game where I was like, wow, this is where we spent the money. I've never seen it. And it's been like 2-3 years. Never. Yeah. But you see the potential here in the fifth quarter podcast. We got all the potential in the world. You know, we ranked high. We probably go top 2 in the draft. But yes, the fifth quarter podcast brought to you by Flight Room TV. Make sure you hit the link tree in the comments. And this is the last week for our free giveaway for the Krusty Burger sneakers and a hoodie. And second place is a $50 gift card. Just hit us up. It's for the free. Hit us up on Instagram and learn how you can enter to win. And other than that, it's all love, big baby. We're going to see you on the Flight Room podcast and watch our overtimes. Those are picking up spin. We talk about great topics, alternative media. Yeah, it's all love. Fifth quarter podcast. See y'all.
All right. Peace, y'all.